we have ordinance 022-405. It's an ordinance forming and supplementing the revised general ordinances of the city of New Brunswick, Title 5, business licenses and regulation, cannabis licensing and regulation. This is in reference to section 5.09.0.0, number and location of permits. Mr. Dominguez, again, if you could give us an overview about this and to ensure that we understand what is that we're doing with this specific ordinance.
Certainly. Thank you, Council President. So you may recall a couple of months back, we revamped the cannabis ordinance in general for intake of applications and process. So this is sort of a lagging piece of that revamping of the ordinance and our regulatory framework for cannabis. We've seen that a lot of municipalities have had great success in terms of creating entrepreneurship, rateables, reactivating industrial facilities through allowing and uncapping non-retail cannabis establishments. So this doesn't apply to anything retail. This is only for cultivation, manufacturing, processing, distribution, wholesaling, what have you. Basically things you would do inside of a box industrial building. This doesn't expand the footprint of the area that we have as the overlay zone for cannabis non-retail. It's about half of the industrial area around Jersey Ave, but it would uncap the number of entities that could do those businesses. Right now we have a cap of 4 in aggregate across all 5 of those licenses. We awarded endorsements to those. None of those have rolled out for various reasons. But again, seeing that many municipalities have had great success, again, in terms of entrepreneurship, rateables, and activating old, somewhat derelict industrial properties, we believe that uncapping it and giving greater flexibility for smaller scale entities who want to do this, and through our new vetting process and application process and our cannabis board, might be able to set up their business in those facilities to do so.
Any questions from the public?
Well, like I said, once again, like I said, there's nothing towards me. I smell it walking through there. It doesn't bother me, but like I said, for 3 and 4, I just think especially due to where you plan on doing the redevelopment downtown, closing the road off again, due to where I think it's time to work out a situation, like I said, because that was one of the main reasons why outdoor dining wasn't so good. That was because the parking was too high, and I told you where I'm pretty sure you saw the comments on Facebook due to where people are saying due to where they don't want their family, their children next to someone smoking marijuana. So like I said, it doesn't affect me, but I'm just saying, looking out for what other people were speaking to me. So I just hope things can be worked out for, like I said, the outdoor dining and people that don't feel comfortable being around marijuana being smoked. Thank you.
Anybody else from the public?
Mr. Shannon,
Please.
cigarette smoking, marijuana smoking,
Marijuana,
public, I thought it was illegal.
marijuana smoking is specifically illegal under the state statute in a public place. Technically, you're supposed to only smoke marijuana on private property in your own home. As far as this smoking something else may go, there is the state Smoke-Free Air Act, which provides for certain regulations in that regard as well.
Yeah. I just wanted to say again that in this specific ordinance is not for retail, it's just for distribution and production. So it's a little bit different. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Charlie Pratt, New Brunswick Today. I want to follow up on some of Mr. Dominguez's remarks. He mentioned that, the existing plans for, cultivation facilities in New Brunswick have all not worked out so far. I was curious if he could elaborate or update us on, the reasons. Like specifically 131 Jersey is the only one I know of, but I know the Housing Authority selected them, and that one potential use, they weren't necessarily gonna do it, but is there any insight into why the existing, you know, why we haven't had any takers on the licenses?
I could ask that question, pertaining to this ordinance, it's kind of like, you don't cap it, so I'm gonna allow it, just because of that, we don't cap in the number of licenses and see why, if we are, where are we, in update, Mr. Dominguez?
Certainly. So 131 is supposedly, potentially the site of 2 or 3, most likely 2. I don't think the general consensus of the state would not allow 3 cannabis vendors at the same location. So that is holding up basically half of those endorsements. Another one was set to utilize the space at 703, 711 Jersey Avenue, which was then purchased by someone else for the trucking container storage facility, and they leveled that place, and so they no longer can utilize that. I haven't heard from them since we awarded their endorsement. And there was another entity that was going to do delivery out of what was the Brookside Deli, but given how the CRC laid out the regulations for what delivery is allowed to do in the state, that business model that they were looking at may not be viable anymore, and so it's unlikely that they are going to actually ever do anything with that endorsement that we gave them for delivery out of that site. And that's basically the story.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Thanks. Anybody else? See none?
Move the ordinance.
Second. Councilmember Castaneda.
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming.
Yes.